Welcome back to the life of James. I do live in poverty, so you may have heard that motorcycle drive off. I live right on the street. What is new? Um, this past week, I had a good one. But let's get to the important facts of today. Dolly Parton passed away yesterday, and that is such a shame. We really lost a great set of tits. Um, I knew her by her areolas more than her face, but still, terrible, terrible shame. You know, like I said, I was more into her chest than her singing, but you can still get a little appreciation. So, had an open mic on Monday. It is now Wednesday. I, I did pretty good. That's all you could ask for. Did pretty good. But I learned something new. The open mic is just the reason to go. It's not what it's all about. Um, it's the hang. The hang afterwards is like that's where it's peak. Um, just talking to guys who even are remotely similar to you in any type of way is pretty cool. There are some women there too, but they usually come in, do their set, and dip out. But the fellas stick around. The fellas want to enjoy the night. Um, and I did. We talked about all a bunch of stuff. I was, nothing but respect. Cause like I'm young. Like I haven't done this for long at all. And some of these guys have been doing it for a while, and I'm like, just hearing the way their brain works, I'm like, this is pretty cool. I'm pretty humbled when I'm there because like I feel like I don't really deserve the light of day. Not in like a depressing way, but like I've only been going for a couple months now. Some of these guys have been doing it for 5+ years. So I try and listen more than I talk. Obviously, respect. That's going to get you far in life in general. So yeah, exciting stuff. Yeah, I look forward to going back next week. I think that'll be fun because there's like a comfortability that I'm starting to get where I might go up with something I had pre-written and set to go, and I'll just shift. There's no like decision in my mind where I'm like, oh, we're not going to go that way. I honestly go in. And I want to be like, I hit my mic. I want to go in and be like, start to finish. I want to hit these topics and this kind of like set. But I get up there and it just all flies out the window. Sometimes I find myself coming back at like a branch off, then I'll come back, and then I'll branch off and I'll come back, and I'm like, damn, I forgot my whole punchline. That literally happened to me this week. I was like, there is supposed to be something here, and I'm not remembering it. But yeah, I did. What I went in with was a set about this Armenian guy I met, and he was working all throughout Europe, and he's like, the Americans they don't know how to drink. You guys, you drink too much. I was like, bro, our bars are only open till 2 a.m. We gotta cram it in. We don't like to dilly dally in America when it comes to alcohol and drugs. We are, if you're in, you're in, and we're going hard and fast. Pause on that. So anyway, he's like saying, he goes, in Europe we go out at like 1, 2 a.m. The bar closes at 5. Then we go to the nightclub from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. I was like, hey, that's cool. Because I don't know why Americans don't do that. And I was like, huh, why don't we do that? And it hit me. I was like, we have guns. We have to have a little more decorum. We can't just be dilly dallying around. People are already shooting their guns sober. So if we were up 24 hours drinking, if we did a test cycle, bars are open 24 hours, let's see what happens. We wouldn't have a country in the next 4 months. It would just be, that would be it. All that work that they put in for 250 years, the second you open the bars till 5 a.m., we're done for it. And I honestly think George Washington would be like, do it. Fucking land of the free, baby. Drink some whenever. But, you know, guns can't be trusted. I have incriminating evidence on my family member that I will not say here because that would be snitching. I'll go put that behind the paywall though, because the government's not going to pay for an investigation. So yeah, I found out recently that like Miller's Ale House and Buffalo Wild Wings and these restaurants that you think are like, yeah, they're chains, but they're not like corporate or anything. They are, and it's like you got the restaurant chains like those are like a step above from like the fast food kind of fast casual stuff, and I was like, oh, they got to be like a separate entity. They're not. Nope, all one big pyramid scheme going up to private equity. I was like, huh, really, really? Private equity owns everything, so that's kind of really private equity, huh? I was like, I gotta get into that. How do I get into private equity? What's like the financial barrier to entry to private equity? Because like I got $5,000. That's got to be pretty close, right? Nah, I don't think it's close enough. Maybe 10,000. 10,000 is like the barrier to entry. So private equity is just like rolling through our economy, and like I'm not mad about it, but also I was like, really, PJs? That's why their wings so big. Shit don't be making no sense. I would have my laptop here to pull up like something hard statistical, but it just doesn't charge. So we're just shooting from the hip. My knowledge come from an accumulation of just like YouTube videos of people who could be lying right to my face. That's why I don't take any hard stances unless you know what my hard stance is. My hard stance is whatever you believe, I believe too. So if we're in a conversation and you're like, I think all women should be able to have an abortion up until term, and then even after if they want, I'll be like, you're absolutely right. I think that's a great point to have. But then if I talk to someone else and they're like, incest babies should be allowed, I'm like, you know what? I could see, I can work with that. I could really see something coming from that. I agree with you too. You're absolutely right. So it took a little like perspective to step back and be like, I've been walking around like an AI. Like I've just been Chat GPT for years now. Like someone's like, can you do this really hard thing for me that you probably really don't want to do? I'm like, absolutely, no problem. And then I'm doing it. I'm like, am I do? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why did I agree to this? The thing is, ADHD, like I'll agree to something to get out of the conversation entirely. This might be, is ADHD autism? I don't know. Anyway, I agree to get out of the conversation quicker by just like, or I'll say something to get out of the conversation quicker, which is most often just like agreeing and suppressing. And if it's like helping someone move in 3 weeks, I'm like, yeah, sure, dude, I'll help you. And then like a day before, I'm like, why'd I do that? Why do I have to do that? But I won't back out. I won't be like, no. Unless it was last weekend when my friends asked me to go to the beach. And I said, yeah. And then ghosted. I'm not a great friend. I only back out sometimes. But like, once I say yes, I know I said yes 3 weeks ago without thinking about the actual like consequences or the the pain, the struggle, like the work that'll actually go into it. So then I get to like the day before, day of, and I'm like, well, you got to prove that you have commitment. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do it. Then I usually feel bad because I have no backbone. That's the American way, I think. This is all just giant cope. This is cope. So Monday did open mic. Sunday, this is real hodgepodge. Sunday, I get back. I worked over the weekend, stayed at my parents. Girlfriend went to her parents. They drove her back. I get here a little later than they do, and I come back and like my dresser was just moved. She goes, "Do you like it there?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Again, just get me out of here, please. Um, so then, like so far the past 3 days I've woken up. I woke up, I looked to where my dresser was, and it's not there. I'm like, well, I guess I don't have any clothes today, just because there's no object permanence in my brain. Like if I take this pen and I throw it under the bed, that disappeared from reality in my brain. If I can't see it, which I can't, it's gone. But in about 4 weeks, when I'm like, damn, I really need that pencil. It was a pencil. I'd be like, oh, it's under the bed, under that one pillow that's under there for no reason. So like, I don't do well in moderate, like in the moderate of most things. The extreme, the high pressure, stress situation. My brain is like the low end of like boredom and nothing. My brain's like, but that in between where like you live most of your day of like moderately stressed or like moderately, you know, looking to fill time. Boy, that's the worst. And I think that is like the same thing that alcoholics have, where like your brain can really only function in like the high stress, which is why you drink all the time. And I was like, I gotta get more stress in my life so I can start drinking. It's interesting to have a little perspective on your life because you're you understand things about yourself in like a semi-objective light, But then when you don't like follow through and do what you want to do, you're like, oh well, I could like I have a reason for not doing that. Like I'm just so there's a lot of like conflict of thought. But I be thinking it's kind of all I do. That's why I enjoy writing so much because it's it kind of hones thoughts. You know, I can go from like anti-war to pro-war back to this life is this life means nothing. And like to me, that's a congruent thought. That makes sense. It all follows a common thought product or thought path of like randomness, entropy. That's what I do, baby. I'm chaotic. Had a good weekend. Got to hang out with my dogs, literal dogs, and figurative dogs, my fellas. You know, it's good to see them, both of them. My one dog's getting pretty old, so he's just like constantly in like a state of whine. He's just whining. He do big whines. I'm like, I agree with that. That's pretty cool. Young dog though, he's a menace. He's from a litter of like puppies that are 40 pounds, and he's 82. So he's like the big dumb retard of the group, and he's awesome. But like, man, he's high energy. Doesn't slow down. Always on the move. You doing something? He goes, you getting up to go to the bathroom? Well, I'm getting up to go to the bathroom in your house. I'm like, ah, nice. It's cool. Motorcycle's back. Oh yeah. I feel like I have to sneeze, but it's not coming out, so I'm just like tweaking off the yerk. This is my autism. I've really been slacking off at work. If you're familiar with like Parkinson's law, it's like the work the the work you have will expand to the deadline, whether it's shorter or longer. And like we don't have a lot going through the shop right now, so like my deadlines for most of the jobs I'm doing is like November 25th of this year. So a job that like if I had a deadline, it was like it's got to be due tomorrow morning, and I just started today. Like I could probably get it done, but then I'd be putting myself out of work tomorrow. So I'm like, this 8 hour job, that's a 40-hour work week right there. And that's hourly labor right there. If you want to pay me to get things done quick, hire someone else. Because like, what is that doing for me? Honestly, that's kind of like fucked up if you're like a manager or a business owner. But like for the employee, fuck off. What are you gonna actually try at work? Last time I tried at work, I actually fucked things up more. So I've reverted back to my old ways, which is give zero fucks and do better. And I've been doing better. Like you actually, the people I work with, I'm like, some of them are mechanically like genius, but intellectually, I'm like, oh, okay, that's abstract thought you had there. So I was like, what am I? I would just always overthink work for no reason. And I was like, wait, let me act like I don't know anything. play a little dumb, and dude, work's been a breeze. It's like, oh, I was like, is that really the key? The key is to be a little stupider than you are, so that way you're not like doing too much. Don't do the most. Work has done nothing like spectacular for me. It's a paycheck. Don't get me wrong. Take it like you do need to work, but like it's really not. It's really not that bad. I'm not getting like I don't have like super major deadlines that are like millions of dollars on the line. I'm like I have about like $20 on the line. I'm just really mailing it in. And this is the average American. But like at least for someone my age, I would say I'm pretty good in the work department. I don't do too much, don't do too little, and that's a good thing. But outside of work, I like to, do the creative things, which gives me the energy to go to work and mail it in. Some people, it's like you drain yourself all day from work, go home, do some like negative drug or habit, which don't get me wrong, I fall into sometimes, but for the most part, I try and do something positive for my high functioning brain, and it's a good balance. My girlfriend thinks I do nothing, which is also awesome to come home to. Um, she is very nice, and she is a great woman. But like when she's like, "You don't do anything," I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I really needed that today. That was exactly what I wanted." And she's like, "You won't hang out with me. You won't hang out with me." I'm like, "Woman, I'm working on my jokes. I gotta write jokes sometime, and I can't do it with you being like, you won't talk to me. You won't talk to me." That's just the way it is sometimes. That's really it. So yeah, I'm getting along with a lot of my coworkers now. It's been like 11 months, and not that I didn't get along with them. It's just, you know, I'm like the new guy, so I don't want to put myself out there too much and like try too hard. Yesterday, I had a coworker, awesome guy. He gifted me fresh salsa from his garden of just like peppers, and he goes, "Dude, it's like I got sweet peppers, I got hot peppers, threw a habanero in for like a little extra kick, got a shit ton of garlic." I was like, "Dude, this will disappear in an hour after I get home." I get home, wait for my girlfriend to come home. In about 20 minutes, that salsa was gone. It was no longer able to be consumed because it had been consumed, and it was good. Like I was like, dude, that's good shit. And if you've ever had like like the Tostito salsa or whatever other like big market corporate kind of salsa brand there is, like you taste it and it's like, oh, this is salsa, but it's not like real food. It tastes good, but it's like they got shit up in here that you won't be able to pronounce. This I was able to pronounce it, and it was peppers and garlic and seasoning. And boy, was it good! You could taste that it was like legit food. Like you're like, this came up out of the ground, chopped up, put it into a little container, give it to me, ate it. I was like, that's awesome. That's like garden to table, and it was so noticeable. It was like I thought this shit was going to be like too spicy for me. I thought I was going to be like shitting my pants all day because it would have been too hot. But dude, I had the most healthy shit of my life last night. I was like, wait, salsa doesn't burn the tailpipe if it's natural? I can't be real. Like I've eaten all the salsas and they've all burned my tailpipe, but I never had the fresh. The fresh salsa does not hurt on the way out. Write that down. Write that down. So what I had taken for years of my life as you eat spicy food, you're gonna shit your pants. You're gonna shit your britches. Disproved. Disproved in one night of eating a homemade salsa fresh from a garden. It's like you can't make this up. So what am I eating? Why is it xanthan gum or xylitol or gliospora? Like, what you doing in my food? Propylene glycol in your deodorant? What even is that? Is that why my Old Spice is blue? Don't get me wrong. I got Greek and Italian in me. If I don't put deodorant on in 3 minutes after a shower, it's like we're in like an olive field with a little bit of like garlic just hanging around. It's rough. I went to the gym last night and forgot to wear deodorant, and it was well after 3 hours from or 3 minutes from the shower. You know, I was doing pull ups, and every time I would come down, I'd be like, "Sorry, I'm sorry. I can't. What am I supposed to do? What do you want from me?" Sometimes the Old Spice doesn't even work. I just sweat through the antifreeze, which like that is not easy to do. Smell like feta, olives, and Italian hoagie just went. It's like a freaking frittata. Maybe throw some eggs in there. She man. The human body is disgusting, but like war bio robots. If you think of it like that, that's pretty freaking cool. And like our expelling of like waste and stuff, it's not gonna smell good. You ever smell like an actual robot and like the industrial like grease lubes they use? It just smells like a can of tuna. So I think we're doing all right. I'd rather smell like an Italian hoagie than a can of tuna. Some of those industrial like greases though, dude. It's like, did they purposely make it smell like shit? Because what is that? You you figured out how to like turn antifreeze into smelling good deodorant, and you can't turn the industrial grease into like Febreze. Private equity, man. Private equity. They just take all of the like unique and personality out of the front end, and they just turn it into profit on the back end. Like, what the hell, dude? You're taking my freaking country away from me. Unless they're open to investments from people with $5,000, then I'm pro private equity. And if I can get just like a 50% return on $5,000 in the next 2 years, I mean that's a good deal. Have you tried to make 12% on $100? It's hard. It's hard. I'm actually doing pretty good on my stocks right now. I invest for fun, so like I see it as gambling, and I was like, I'm just gonna pick all of the semiconductor uh, technology, nuclear, or like specifically small modular reactors. That's going to be, I think that's coming in the future, 5 to 7 years. Everything's 5 to 7 years, by the way. 5 to 7 years. Anyway, uh, I got a nice in on some semiconductor company, and I've actually maintained a 44% profit over the last, or 44% return on the last 3.5 years. Which, hey man, sign me up, Dan Zimmerman or Goldman Sachsberg. 44% returns. That's like private equity numbers. Now, over the next 5 years, if I can continue that, I'll be good. I'll be good. That implies that I have enough money to invest. We're working till we're 80. We're not getting out of it. The rat race is never ending. The maze keeps switching up on me. It's like, yeah, this way, this way. Ah, sorry. That way shut down. Go this way, though. Like, all right, where's the cheese at? It's like, oh, sorry. Not that way either. I'm like, don't we have like quantum computers to figure out mazes yet? If you know anything about quantum, it's just like, think of a maze. Think of like our conventional computing system is like it'll manually do like every path one at a time. Be like, up, can't go this way. Up, can't go this way. Up, can go this way. Up, can't go that way. Up, can go this way. Up, can't go that way. Quantum is just like, duh. There it is. That's the right answer. That's how I would describe it. Like, I mean, that's the best way to do it. Imagine just throwing shit at a wall and it turns into the Mona Lisa. That's how quantum computes things. It's like, check that shit out. It's done. I did it. You're like, what? What did you do? I just solved everything in the universe. It's like, oh, really? Really? That easy? Huh? And like our computing technology would take like 15 billion years to get that maze solved. Domino's just hit me with an ad. Ooh, shit. I've been eating the goy slop. I'm sorry. Private equity's got me. Because, like, if you get over the fact that you are eating goy slop, life just turns into, like, rainbows and unicorns. You're like, dude, I'm doing it. But, like, isn't it sick? You get, like, freaking. How is Domino's making money? They're like, here's 5 pizzas for $4 each, and we're giving you a free one next week, too. What kind of business? How are you in business? But it's working. They got me, man. Every freaking like 2 hours, they're like, "We know you want Domino's, but are you gonna do it, you fat fuck? Fat fuck, you gonna eat it again?" And then I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "All right, well, here's $5 off. Thanks for your business." Like, if you're gonna treat me like a goy, give me at least $5 off. Show that you're not like full payas and give me $5 off. I'll still pay you, but pay us me a little bit for maximum goy sloppability. Yeah, Domino's Pizza, dude. Oh, don't get their bacon. It's so bad. I've done it 2 times in a row, and it's like just uncooked bacon fat, like in the chunk. It's not just like bacon grease. It's just like bacon fatty chunk. I'm like, what? What is that? I'm still gonna eat it, but ugh, ugh. My order from Domino's has been sausage and pepper pizza and chicken and bacon because I got the ranch at home, so I can make a chicken bacon ranch. Chicken bacon ranch. Chicken bacon ranch is such a good. It's what are top combos of like the number? Like what are combos of three that are just so good? Peanuts, butter, and jelly. Now that's a A tier, A tier. But the Domino's chicken bacon, or not even Domino's, but chicken bacon and ranch together. Don't mind if I do. It doesn't even have to be a pizza. It could be like chicken strips with bacon and ranch. It could be a wrap. It could be a smoothie. It's gonna be harder to get around, but I think I can still eat it. Yeah, dude. In the last like 2 weeks, I've eaten probably 9 standard sized pizzas, and that includes like one and a half. If we're doing standard sized pizzas, that's like the equivalent to like one and a half Domino's pizzas. So I've had like 6 actual like New York style pizzas, and this is all typically like lunch. There was like a good 2 week stretch where I just didn't have any groceries, so I was like, I'm gonna eat a whole pizza in my car in 30 minutes. I'm kind of hungry. Yeah, so I ate a lot of pizza over the last like 3 weeks, and then I've been sitting here thinking like, damn, I really can't be doing that anymore. I gotta stop. I gotta stop that. That is not. That is the slipperiest of the slopes that I've been on in terms of fast tracking obesity, and I went from like 192 pounds to like 208 pounds in 2 weeks. When you say it like that, that might be why I'm struggling to breathe when I go to sleep. What are you gonna do, huh? They say in your 20s is the time to figure it out. I just found out that you can't eat 9 pizzas in 2 weeks all by yourself. I just learned it the hard way, but I'm still learning. Every day you learn something new. What is something I learned today? Today. What did I learn today? Excuse me. Like I can extrapolate something, but like I guess we'll do that. This morning, sitting in the inspection room talking about Tootsie Rolls with the coworkers. Like, oh, you ever have the vanilla Tootsie Roll? Which is gas. Let me preface this. My opinion, vanilla Tootsie Roll, gas. Coworker goes, ew, dude, that's like the worst one. I was like, did you wake up and eat wood for breakfast? Because freaking programmer guy listening, this is what I learned. Like, people listen, and it takes a kind person to act on it. So I'm sitting there, like literally 8 hours later in the day. I'm sitting there at my machine. Programmer guy comes up to me and drops a vanilla Tootsie Roll on my little like workbench. I was like, oh, thank you. Like genuinely, I was like, this just made my day. And he smiled and walked away. I was like, that was pretty cool. People can be nice, even in the rugged work conditions of a fucking 9 of a 6 to 5 job. Like, that was pretty cool. I did respect that quite ubiquitously. I don't know if I used that right. You're gonna have to let me know. I'm not great with like I'm good with words, don't get me wrong, but I won't go out of my way to look them up because then like I won't really get it. But I'll listen for it enough in enough conversations that like I'll eventually understand what it means and how to use it without actually knowing like the definition of it. And I find that's like a much more retarded way of doing it, but it's more fun. Retarded? Fun. Fun? Retarded. They're not mutually exclusive. I still don't know if that one's right. What is mutually exclusive? They are mutual but exclusive? How the fuck that work? Mutual exclusivity. Exclusive is like exclusive. Exclude. But mutual. Do you understand how that makes no sense to me? Mutual, exclusive. Limu emu, exclusivity. What? What? That does not make sense. Don't make a sense. It don't make a sense to me. I think it's fun that we now that just like everybody knows that the U.S. is just like liberal. The U.S. is just like Israel's pawn. That's like if you took a queen on a chessboard and switched it with the king. It's weird because the queen is the woman, but the woman be doing the most on the chessboard. The guy's like, here, woman, I would move one space, please. The queen's like, all over the board, all over the board. Israel hasn't moved much in the last 58 years, have they? But where U.S. be doing? U.S. be like, bing, bang, bong, bing, bong, bong, bing, bong, 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 bong. Who's supposed to be the king? Then put. Instead, we're doing dirty work for a potential war criminal? Shout out private equity, though. Let me invest. I'm trying to get in there. Please. I really want to be in private equity. I want to scam everyone who I love dearly for money. Is that so hard to ask? This is my formal interview for private equity. Hi, yes. I am Jewish because of my nose, and I have no regard for the fellow goy. No, see, I would have outed myself as a goy. I would have said fellow goy. Yes, I want to be Jewish, and I want to shit on everyone who disagrees with me. And they're like, oh, yes, one question for you. What would you do if you had the opportunity to burn all your friends and make a couple $1,000,000? Well, first of all, I'll take it. They're like, this guy gets it. Goldman Sachsburg. Yep. Private Act, baby. I'm really indifferent to everything. I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. So I have no real care because I'd be doing my own thing. You know, every bad thing that goes on is actually just funnier when you don't care, rather than be like, we blew up all those kids in Iran and be like, yeah, but like they had it coming. I realize I can't walk myself out of this one. I will take the L on that. That is my bad. I thought about it too much. That was the issue. Yep, yep. So I'd be sitting in my room. I just watch people walk by, and it's weird if they make eye contact with me. I'm the one in my house. Don't look at me. You're outside, peasant. Go on, skitty along. I now just wait for my girlfriend to come home. I pay her rent so that she makes me dinner, and I got home and dinner's not on the table. Like a domino. Anyway, I should probably get going here because at this point I'm wasting both of our times. But I do appreciate in the next like 10 years when you come back to watch this because it'll have probably like 3 views for the first like 30 seconds and then it's just going to go like off a cliff. But in 12 years, just know this was, did I say 10 years or 12 years? I forget. In the next 11 years, when you come back and watch this, just know Jay Scanlan Comedy on Instagram, number one. Jay Scanlan Comedy on TikTok, number two. I'm working on getting Jay Scanlan Comedy number 3 on Twitch, but I do appreciate you watching this video and wasting your 46 minutes and 59 seconds. Oh shit. This was the life of James. Gotta go, gotta go.